What's up, guys? Follow me and my guy Josh in a 9-hole match at the Georgia Club Black Course. This was at the MGA. Hole 1, I bang a drive right down the center of the fairway. It's a dog leg right. Josh has his driver about 310. He cut off all the woods, put it way further down, but in the fairway. I end up taking a 3-wood, turn this thing over. It would have probably been good, but he catches a branch, kicks down, but still not in a bad spot.
Yeah, I turned it over a little bit, but I hit that ball really well.
Josh is only 175 yards out, but he turns this thing over and gets the worst break you can think of. Hits the cart path, bounces into some bushes. He's going to have to take a drop. I end up hitting this ball fairly well. Leave it center of the green, get myself about 12 to 13 feet for bird. And the birdie putt I'm standing in front of, but it's birdie time. Let's go. I needed to capitalize on that because obviously Josh is a better golfer and he's in some trouble.
Oh
but
my God, that's
a good
nasty.
out here. He had to drop 3, hit 4, puts it onto the green. He's got a chance to try to make a par putt here.
It's not.
Ends up leaving that just on the low side. So he taps it in for the bogey. We move along to hole 2. It's a 135-yard par 3. I end up leaving it just short. I'm on the fringe, but not a bad spot. Josh turns it over a little bit. Looks like it's tracking, but just a little short.
What's I said? When's standing that up?
We both have putts from the fringe. Josh hits this really nicely. Thought it was going to drop for a second. He's got a tap in par. As you can see, I got the similar putt from a different angle. End up hitting this fairly well as well. Last second, it starts to turn to the right. But I'm still left with a tap in par. So we both move along to hole 3. End up banging this drive down the fairway. Josh also has a pretty good ball here. Right side of the fairway. I think he'd rather be a little bit left because his whole dog legs, but he's in a good spot. I end up hitting this thing a little bit left, a little bit long, but not a bad spot. Josh took an iron from about 210 out and puts it on the center of the green. Very nice shot. Because I was a little left and a little long, end up missing the green. I pitch it up, give myself a decent chance at a par here. Josh with the uphill birdie putt. Sorry, guys, for the camera work. Gives himself a pretty comfortable par putt. There's an old cup that's in between that putt. You can't really see, but I said before I hit the putt, I did not like it being there. And that definitely makes a move. Josh taps his in for the par.
I just knew I was like...
I tap mine in for the bogey. Josh starts us off on hole 4. Absolutely hammers this drive over the bunker. Puts himself about 110 yards out. So after Josh hammered that drive, I try to take the same line. Hit it pretty well. Ends up just kicking the last bit of the bunker. So not in a great spot.
Yep. Every ball is hit.
I end up in the bunker here. End up chunking this ball a little bit. So I got maybe 50 yards in. Not good at all. Josh hits this fairly well. Ends up putting it to about 10 feet. Decent chance at birdie here.
I guarantee you.
There's a reason why they call it WedgeGang, though. Hit this wedge really well. End up landing it and stopping it fairly close. Josh has this chance for a birdie. Just stays out.
Oh, my God.
He's got to settle for the par there. I got a chance to save par. And the putter's getting hot. Let's go. There's a tap in for Josh. Move along to hole 5. I hit a terrible drive on this hole. End up pushing into the trees. So we got to scramble again. Josh's club slipped out of his hand on this driver, but he still somehow managed to hit it 300 yards down the center of the fairway, which is absolutely insane.
Oh, my God. You hit that 320 dead straight.
So I'm stuck in some high rough. End up taking a 3 hybrid, chasing it up as far as I can. I was about 210 out, but it jumps out of the bunker, ends up on the green. Surprise, surprise. And this one is not what Josh wanted. Ended up leaving it on the green, but it spins off the front, so he's got a pretty tough pitch to try to get up and down. I got this downhill putt. Thought for a second it might drop, but not quite fast enough. Here's the Texas wedge from Josh. Very nice effort there with the live putt. I end up tapping this in for the par. And Josh also taps this in for the par.
That's bars.
So at this point, I'm even par. Josh is at +1 on this back 9. I end up taking this drive and just blocking it out a little bit again. Driver was not going well, but your boy's been scrambling. Let's try to keep it up. And Josh again does a Hideki Matsuyama. Lets the club go, but somehow hits the ball in the center of the fairway. I call those good golfer problems. I end up taking an iron. Hit it fairly well. I did not want to land in that bunker, but it was kind of a tight lie. End up putting it to the left side and back of the green. Josh is about 165 out. Ends up putting this ball on the green front side.
Great ball.
Gives himself a decent look at birdie.
Just over the...
I'm behind the hole, and you're going to see this is class with this pitch. Thought for a second it might actually drop, but very well done on that. Josh with this putt for the birdie.
Oh, my God.
Kept burning the edges on this. But my putter's getting hot. We somehow salvage another par. Not hitting the driver well, but still scoring. Josh taps us in for the par as well. We move along to the par 5, hole 7. And finally, a fairway hit. Or so I thought. This whole dog legs to the right. I tried to cut it off, but it catches a branch and pushed me in some mulch. Scrambling again. Josh ends up hitting a really nice drive. Gives himself a chance to get to the green in 2. Nice ball. All right, you're going to see me off of this nonsense. It's a very quick up and down because it's just not a good lie. But I end up putting it in a decent spot, so I give myself a chance to try to scramble. Josh, again, just letting go of this club, but ends up putting this ball on the fringe. So he's got an eagle putt from the fringe, but you would think he hit the ball absolutely terribly. Still doesn't have his best stuff, but like I said, good golfer problems. I end up hitting this right at the flag. Sticking it to about 10 feet. Decent chance at birdie. This is where things turn bad for Josh on this hole. Doesn't get the putt there. I had this putt for birdie, and I thought we had it. Stays just out. Josh then hits this one a little too firm. Runs by. I tap this in for the par. And which you hate to see. Technically a 3 putt, but basically a 4 putt for a bogey. We move along to hole 8, and I get a terrible break here. End up landing in the bunker, but there's some hard gravel on the back side of the bunker. And I hit that and bounce almost into the water, barely stay out. Josh ends up putting this on the green. Not his best stuff, but not terribly. You're going to see I barely stayed out after it hit the inside of the bunker. Should have stayed in there. So now I got to try to make a long putt for par. At this point, I'm at even. Here's Josh's birdie putt. Just turns and keeps on running. This is my putt for par. I actually thought it was pretty good, but it keeps running as well. Josh with this putt for par. Leaves it just short. Tap in bogey. And after this putt snaps, it's a double bogey on the card to get me to 2 over. So at this point, we're through 8 holes. I'm at 2 over. Josh is at 3 over after that double bogey for me. We move along to hole 9, and I hit this driver the wrong way. Ends up bouncing deep into the woods. We got to scramble again. Josh absolutely nukes this ball. But the problem is when you hit your drive that long is sometimes you can run through the fairway.
Ooh.
I decide I want to take a 4-iron and try to cut it out. And I hit this spectacularly. Get it through the gap, end up running to the greenside bunker. So very nicely done. Josh takes a wedge, and off of this mulch, hits a really spectacular shot. Lands at about 5 feet, ends up stopping about 10.
Especially off of that stuff. Yeah.
I got the bunker shot, and you know they don't call it wedge gang for no reason. End up hitting this thing really nicely, giving myself a decent chance at par. Josh knocks this in for birdie time. Finishes that back 9 at a 38. I got to try to make this to match him. And you know I came through. So we finished this 9-hole match in a tie, but nice work.